Hello and welcome to the Battle and Barrow and a bit of a different video. So it's a terrain making video, but it's going to incorporate traditional terrain crafts with using 3D printed bits, and really it's a sham. Now what do I mean by that? So in my D&D campaign, you watch the recent video, you know the players think they're going to be on the heist, and this is the heist location, but there's more to this adventure than meets the eye. So I need to make something that my players will be like, okay, this he's made the thing, so this is the thing. But really that's just distraction from what's really going to be happening. I don't want to give away too much in case my players watch, in case you're watching the waffle sessions or the full sessions over on Patreon. But yes, what I need to do is make something that looks like it's the impressive terrain showcase bit, but not spend too much time or money on it, because it's not. It's the I'm trying to pull the rug, as it were, from under them. So and this is what I come up with. So when it comes, but it's the bit. The heist takes place in the People's Temple's vault. The People's Temple's vault in Irendi City. So, and they're very coastal and very tropical based. So I need to make something that incorporates that. So let's go. Let's get on with it, and I'll let you know my plans as we go along. So for my People's Temple, what I was thinking about doing is rather than going for some sort of stone wall, going for a flint wall. Where I live in Kent in England. There's a place called the Isle of Thanet, which used to be an island off the mainland, but now it's pretty much been sealed in. The River Wantsum is now about wide, but yeah. But Kent, and particularly the Isle of Thanet, is renowned for flint walls, so I thought I'd have a go at that. So it's just going to be lots of, at 28mm, I'd imagine, lots of small bits of texture. So what I've done is, I have created this ages ago. This is meant to be for cobblestones, but it never worked out, so I created a new one for that. But it gives this really rough and ready sort of texture, which I really like. So I was going to use that. So my description for the walls are about 10 foot high, which is about 2 inches. I want to go for the Maui influence, sort of Polynesian influence. So this is a 3D print, but you know what you're going to do. It's in 2 parts. It's different front and back. I'm probably going to go for that for its front, because I think that's like some sort of owl, isn't it? I can't see what it is. Owl. So I'd rather go something like that. Yeah, that looks good. So it comes in 2 halves, I'm going to glue it together. Now this is 6mm foam, so it's about the right height for the height of it. But you know, in D&D, an inch is 5 foot. So this is like a fourth of an inch, a fourth of an inch. Oh my goodness, a quarter of an inch. You know, so just under a quarter of an inch. So that would be a foot. You know, that would actually be, the wall would be this wide if I use this bit of foam. Where's Hugo gone? Hugo! I have to stand up now. Hugo, bad Hugo. Going on too high a shelf, yeah. So here's an average man. Hugo, well, Hugo is beyond average, but he's an average man, so he is over 5 foot tall, you see. So his foot, yeah, is that wide, which is the same thickness as this. So this would be a foot, but kind of looks a bit flimsy, doesn't it? So overscale things and go for 10mm foam, which is just over a quarter of an inch, and so it's going to look better. It's the same height. The first one we're going to do off camera is I'm going to glue these together, and I can show you the texture now on this. So one pass will do sort of that, but then multiple passes. I really want this. I quite like that. It stands out from sort of normal brickwork and what have you. So I want it to be flint or maybe colourful coral, but. So what I want this is going to be the gate section. I want it to be 6 inches wide. I'm also going to use these. We've got these. I'm going to use for some sort of turrets for the gatehouse. It's going to look like this, with a bit of wall in between. That'll be the gate. Unfortunately, I thought I wanted to see if I had 6 of these. I don't. I only got 4, so I'm going to use these. Full tallness for the gate. Then these are going to cut in half. These are 6 centimeters. When I cut them in half, 12 altogether. So I've put a mark here. So with the wall, give me about an inch clearance. So what I'll do is cut it in half, and we'll put some sort of dome on top. And we'll put a dome on top here. So yeah, so these will be like this. Let's get this roughly centered. So I only need a little smidge of wall in between. I'll get it in the back to make it easier. I think you need a little smidge of wall, sort of here and here, sort of thing, and that. All that. So that'll be the wall for this. Now, that'll look quite good. So we can also come in and just texture this foam, this white foam with it, and hopefully I can get away with just painting it without covering it, just to be something different. Yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut a load of these off, and then the wall sections will probably be 6 inches. So then the front bit is, yeah, 6 inches. I think would be good. So it's 18 inches all round. That should give me a nice. Now I can have some sort of temple in the middle and a garden, maybe, and a fountain. And of course, because it's modular, if it don't feel it's big enough, I can just add more wall sections in. Okay. Now for the domes, being this island that I'm working on, very sort of coastal nautical, instead of just doing domes or what have you, let's have shells on. So for these you can buy them, but I do have this 3D printer, so things like this, I'm going to print off a couple of different types of shells, which I'll do now. Once I've got them printed off, we'll come back and hopefully have it all. I'm going to glue this together. I'm going to work out the sizes this needs to be, and I'll come back when we've got it ready to assemble it. Okay, so with the main sort of walls cut out, I need to have them taken, so I don't want to build it and glue it all together. They're going to be just put in place. I need to put some sort of pillars and posts that I can just, make it stand up. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to do one on the front, one on the back, and I'm just glue them into the middle of the pieces, like so, and I'm just making sure they're in the middle. This will be the main gatehouse, so I'm just going to have a cylindrical piece of foam I'm gluing in place a little bit, and then this gate thing that I've 3D printed off, and this will be the act as the front wall and entrance. Okay, I also 3D printed these shells, and these are going to go on top of the pillars and on top of the little stand posts, square posts we got. Just really work in that sort of shell coral irondy theme that I wanted to do. Okay, for the other walls and sort of the gate wall as well, I'm having sort of cylindrical posts on the 4 corners, sort of towers if you like, and I just made those out of the same cylinders I did for the gates, and just put a rounder shell on it and glue it all together, and yeah, that's the main outer walls done. Okay, so I've set up like this. What I've got here, these are just my dungeon tiles path, which I'm going to have going round. I'm going to add some hedges in here, some old GW hedges, just to do some sort of garden. This will be on sort of 2x2 green grass tiles with my street tiles going around, but in the middle, just some sort of building entrance to the vault, to the underground vault kind of thing. And in each sort of corner here, there'll be a different shrine. Don't remember that pirate shrine I got from Reaper Bones, will be one of those. Maybe a water fountain shrine over there, and just 4 different shrines for different immortals. But let's have a think about the building. Okay, so I printed this off, and I think this is where the danger of a 3D print comes in. Because really, is there anything in this? It's a good model, so I'm not moaning about the quality of the model, but is there anything in this that one couldn't build themselves? I mean, just have, if I got hold of 3 mil foam, I could have done that. So you have some steps. I mean, the circles may not have looked as accurate as good as this. Some dowels coming up for here, and we could have had some arches, and just a square tomb here with a door entrance there. So I do like it, but sometimes I'm thinking, am I overdoing it now? I've got a 3D printer. This could have been scratch build. I printed it, so I'm going to use it for now. It took like 3.5 hours to print out. There's another bit here. That's going to take 2 hours, but I'm not going to print that out. I'm just going to have this as the end, and the path will go along there. There's a roof bit to it. It sort of has a roof and a dome on it. That's going to take almost 7 hours. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to get this bit of foam. They're going to put this on here. It doesn't have supporting arches there, but I don't think it needs it. I don't think it matters. And here, the seashells I've used for the end corner pieces. I'm going to print one of those out, but bigger. That only took under an hour, and that's its dome. So I think that's what I'm going to go. And in a way, I wish I just made this myself and just printed this out. Texture this up, glue it all in. Before I glue it in, paint it so that will make it easier for myself. And that will be the entrance to the underground vault. And speaking of painting, that's what we're going to be doing next. Okay, painting was a simple affair and one that I had no clue what I was doing or any plan. Started off just painting it all black, just get a black base coat. And we have a sort of taupe overbrush and then just a sort of a cream beige dry brush. And I wanted to get that sort of coral flint look going on the walls. The only real difference in colour really was the main gate, which I wanted to be a bright turquoise colour to really strike out and stand out, and then gave sort of the whole thing a wash in black. Okay, so I've got a bit of extra time to do this project because it was meant to be last weekend, but the game went on longer. So that's my cat in the background if you heard that, chasing a fly. But the plan game went on longer than what I thought it would do, so I've got an extra time to add to it. So I've got to add this building. Going for a sort of Caribbean sort of vibe for this sort of church, so this can be like the main building in the People's Temple. I got this from Thingiverse for free. I'll put a link in the description. It is actually a fairly low poly model, like the walls are perfectly flat, so I'm gonna have to add some texture there. I'm gonna use for that, I'll just use some Mod Podge just to put some staccato on it. It's my wife's, don't tell her because I've run out, but that'll do. The roof's nice though. This might be the future for me for 3D printing. I don't have to make a roof. We've got this lovely, the detail on it's great. So you notice that this is in of translucent PLA. I wanted a transparent PLA for something and I bought the wrong stuff and got translucent, so I'm just printing out on this. So what I thought was the windows, we could do something with the windows as they're translucent. I could put maybe a light in it, see the light shine up through it. So what I did was I painted some, obviously low poly, there's no window frame, so I thought I'd paint it in. I don't like it, so what I'm going to do is come on with some isopropyl. Just try and get rid of that because I really don't like it. So even if I'm going to do that, get rid of this. Let's get rid of this one here, and I'll find a window frame that I can print out or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do for now. And I'm going to glue it together, and I'll come back when I do Mod Podge. So, okay, yeah. So that's the windows. Found these, and all I'm going to do online on Thingiverse, I'm just going to resize them. To fit into the hole on the piece, print them out, paint them black and fit them in. Hopefully this will work. It did take a few attempts to get right, so these were my final settings that I used. Okay, now onto detailing. I've got these beads here, and I'm just going to put a couple of put a door knocker knob on it. I'm just picking which one I like, trying to find out which one I like, and I think I'm going to go for this little one here. And yeah, so once I pick the one, I can glue it into place, use Hugo here to get sort of a height of where you're going to turn it, and glue it into place. I'm going to use super glue because it gives me quicker drying time than say a hot glue gun. A longer drying time, so it gives me a longer drying time than a hot glue gun, so I can manipulate it and move it around a bit. Now the windows are all printed out, I can sort of make sure they fit. That's what they look like printed out. Really quite pleased with these actually. Paint them up and glue them into place. I had to do the same for the front window. There's a bigger window at the front, so I had to do that. And then there's a bell tower, so I decided to 3D print a bell for the bell tower, and then I can glue it all into place. But before I glue it into place, I want to texture up the walls. The walls are quite plain on this model. So by using some matte Mod Podge, I can give a bit of texture to the walls. And when the glue's dried, I'm going to paint it. The whole piece is going to be painted white. I'm going to use various weather techniques just to dirty it up and weather it up a bit. Windows are painted black. Doors are going to be painted turquoise to match the front gate, same sort of colour as that. And the roof is just going to be painted in a sort of terracotta way. I do kind of go in and use a Doombell brown, and then a swamp red from Nostalgia 88, and I think it's Bestial brown for brown tile, and I think the Zycore brown contrast paint to pick out some of the tiles anyway, just to give a different, just to break up that block of terracotta colour. And I have to say, really like this. I went back and painted all my other similar roofs in this same manner. And yeah, with that, the church is done. So these are the bushes I'm going to use for the garden area. These are old Games Workshop ones. They're really bendable, so I should be able to get some corner pieces in and what have you. I might set up a few of these little trees as well, just to be little sort of garden trees to make the garden look nice. And for the shrines, I'm just going to use these pieces here. I don't know how many of these I'm going to use, but I'm going to pick a few of these out and use some of these. But that's it for this video. I'm going to set it up now, but before I do that, I want to take time to thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like, leave a nice comment, leave a comment that says cats are great when they lay on your terrain, and then whatever comment you want to leave as well. Okay, here it is all set up. I don't normally do a talk over the looking at it, but I just wanted to let you know that set up, I didn't like the what I was going to use as the vault entrance, so we're going to have it as the church, which I much prefer. So this is what it looks like. It's set up now. Yeah, super pleased with this. Considering it was a quick project, really designed just to be a centerpiece for a heist, as it were. But yeah, the main bit of it will be inside here, which will be a sort of dungeon crawl. But yeah, well, this is what it all looks like. Really pleased with how it's come out. But now I'm going to shoot off. I shall go off, fade off, have some nice little look at it all. Thanks for watching. Till the next video, guys. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye bye.